Check. Hello.
All over the place. In the offices, in the sanctuary. It's summer, you know? Yeah, it can be exactly. They must have hatched or something. I don't know, who knows? I'm gonna write a note for the rabbi. Do you have any recommendations as to like where I should put this? I always fiddle with it.
I would say right there. Or, or on your tie. But, yeah.
Testing, 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 testing. Not testing. Oh,
Oh, on would be.
oh, yep.
Are these the rabbis? Or are these?
Yes, those rabbis. Testing. Here we go. Testing, testing. You think this is a good spot? What do you think? Can
Oh,
yeah.
God,
Think
this
they can
is so
hear?
disgusting.
Yeah. Or should I tie maybe? Testing. I just don't want to fiddle with it. What do you think?
Oh, God, this is so distracting. Oh, good luck.
Testing, testing.
They are.
Good? I am, yes, of course. But do you hear the microphone? Yeah. Okay, perfect.
One, two, one, two, three. Hello, hello.
Well, have a good Shabbos. Enjoy your weekend. And
My family did. Not my family. My
family's family, whatever.
whatever. They didn't come. So there's a confidence monitor.
That's how it works. Okay, cool. And then like whatever people see online is what they see there. Okay, gotcha. I hear these words in meetings, and I'm like, I assume this is what maybe.
It's kind of similar in audio sense when like the choir wants or a band want a speaker in front of them so they can hear.
Oh, just see if it's going well.
Those are monitors too. This is so gross. I just can't stick around to that.
Well, they're gonna have some good wine soon, I guess.
1 second. Just have to write one thing down. No, just give me 1 more second. Flies. How are you? Yeah. It's nice to see you here. Is this a yard site? Oh no, what happened? Oh no. Oh, I'm sure it was extremely painful. Oh, how are you now? Did they untwist it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and I'm still so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wish I'd known. Sorry. Yeah, but the temple can send meals and do nice things, and so. How are your kids? How are the boys? Good. And the grandchildren? Yeah. 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 You know. You know. But I'm happy to see you. You know. Yeah. One day at a time. Yeah. Questions? Yes. I can't keep them in here. And there are like all these fruit flies. Ick.
Find themselves to the wine. Where would you like me to stand and bring the parts at which I'm not
What?
saying?
I'll sit during your parts. You can sit during.
Okay, so
You know, since they're. Yeah.
sure. And in the introduction, should I stand up until, or should I just
You
remain
can just remain seated. That's fine.
I mean, seated or standing?
During the introduction,
Right.
the opening, you can sit.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. And also, I know that you did something specific for the openings of the Shabbat and the from yard sites. I had it written down that one time it rained a lot.
Oh no.
And I'm in the pattern of saying what I've been saying through rabbinical school, but I want to keep things consistent. So,
I mean, you can say what you say in rabbinical school. That's
is
fine
that
too.
okay? Okay, sure.
That's fine.
Whatever works best for you.
All good.
Alrighty, and just quickly, whenever rice is Silverman Roche, Klug, Short, Labovitz, Foreman, Nora, Cohen, Crickle, Borshoff, Lynn, Weinberg, Herman.
Yep. You got it.
Ornstein.
And steam, I think. Yeah. Can you sign this too? This is one there and one there.
Here.
Can't just.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Answer, could you sign this? Repite in this.
I am an Ada. Cool.
Shall.
I'm just gonna grab this pen. I put it over here.
Hey, you have a Pesach too. Oh, you're a Pesach?
I am a
You
Pesach.
are a Pesach. Paul. I'm gonna start calling you Paul.
I'm sure if I had grown up in New York, it would have been, there would have been like, 2 syllables.
Paul. It's not really, it's not 2 syllables, it's just Paul. Paul? No. Pavel, if we're in Poland. So you do, Shabbat.
Yeah. That's right. I'm wearing a suit. But I didn't want to be outdressed.
By me? Oh. I know, right? He makes us all look better. You make us all look better because you dress up, so it like raises the bar for all of us.
Only because if I didn't, I'd be thinking about it all.
Okay.
Good job.
You have a Flowbee? Use a Flowbee? You come over to my garage. That's what I did for Glenn. Like during pandemic, I started cutting hair too. So Micah hated it. Like, don't touch my hair. I can do your hair. During the pandemic, I was like, okay, somebody's got to cut their hair, so I bought this kit that had, and you should sit there, because that's my so I bought this kit that had the colors, so it has these guards that are like different colors, and tells you like how long it is, exactly. So funny.
It's too complicated for you.
Hey, you have a good haircut.
Wait for as long as possible before I make that decision.
Oh yeah, out here, right? Yeah.
You get know something.
We should do look everybody's music that you like. Ask us where they get it. So Glenn and my son go to Justin. Did you ever watch Jersey Shore? I heard Jersey Shore the situation he gets his cut there. But like he the shore. Like it's these guys are tattooed. Of course. Exactly.
How you feeling? Better?
I'm here.
La
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And welcome. It's a pleasure to welcome you here, those in the room and those joining online as we gather inside, because it's a little schwitzy outside, for our short Shabbat. But we'll just pretend we feel the balmy breezes of the beach, and, you know, the popcorn and the cotton candy will make you feel exactly as if you're at the shore. As our service begins, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Rabbi Melinda Penkin,
I'm Cantor Walshak at Briskin.
I'm Rabbi Jonathan Valco.
and we're joined by Fabian, our president. We're very happy to welcome you here this evening. As we prepare for Shabbat, we invite you to just take a moment, check your cell phone, turn it off, make it quiet so it doesn't disturb our worship. We also invite you to look around the room and identify where the exits are. There is an exit door up here, two on the side, over there, and then all the way in the back. It is always good practice these days to pay attention to where the exits are in whatever room you're in, and we all play a part in security. If you see something, please make sure to say something. We gather tonight as a community, and we make Shabbat happen together, and that is a beautiful thing, a magical thing that we do. And as we do that, we invite you to just sort of settle into your seat, look around our beautiful sanctuary, pay attention to the beautiful faces around you. Just center yourself in the here and now. And we also invite you to just take a moment to look around, find one new person you don't know, introduce yourself to that person, and wish them Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Fabian Burston, your temple president. Welcome to the Shore Shabbat services. We're more than halfway through our summer series, and next week is going to be Sushi Shabbat. So continue coming and enjoy the good food that we have at our temple. It's already August 5th, so summer is coming quickly to an end, and hopefully we'll enjoy the last month. And but believe it or not, Rosh Hashanah is coming up, and it's September 25th. The Sisterhood is having a honey sale, and you can buy either an 8-ounce or a 1-pound jar. You can order the honey jar alone, or you can order it in a set with a pot and a server. So be sure to get your order early, as they're going to go out of honey. The men's club is having a softball game on August 17th at 5:45 in Middletown, New Jersey. If you're interested, come see me, and I'll give you information. And you can see we have a couple ringers here, like Mark and
Who are they
Ron,
playing?
Bob.
Who are they playing?
Softball players. We're playing in Middletown. I'm not sure the name of the team. The last team we played was the Over the Hill Gang. So hopefully this year this time we'll play the Over the Hill Gang, because we lost that game. Open Door is in need of drivers to pick up food from local businesses. If you're interested in helping, you can call 732-780-1089, or you can go to their website at info@opendoor.org. Also, if you're a Renaissance member, please save the date for August 28th at 11 o'clock. They're having a brunch at the temple, so it's a great opportunity to meet the people within that Renaissance group. Also, don't forget, Torah services is Saturday at 9 o'clock and Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and Minyan services at 10 o'clock. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos.
We're going to begin on page 3 with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, and it is my pleasure to welcome up Ashley Welch and Robin and Daniel Wander to lead us in the blessings.
Open gate, the arc of evening slowly turning, The sun's blue shadows washed away. The gates still open as 3 stars wait to pierce the sky. In the corridor where night bears its maze, you begin again. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik neshel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed is the Eternal One, Sovereign of the universe, who sanctifies us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Let us hallow the Sabbath day in remembrance of creation. As we bless the source of life, so are we blessed. We continue on the next page with the Kiddush.
Stars reflect off the heaven's hem as Shabbat enters quietly. Other, over, awake all week, Shabbat is the fruit of the 6 days' imaginings.
Hushed and soft with tender smile, Shabbat greets us as we raise our cups. Shabbat perches upon the rim and nods as we bless and praise and remember.
Come again to us, gracious host. Fill our hearts with peace. Come sing with us, sweet singer. We will fill our mouths with praise.
Surround us with Shabbat's beauty all time in a day. Surround us with the faces of our dear ones, now and then and still to be.
Come again to us, gracious host. Come again as Shabbat is seated at our table. Come sing with us, sweet singer, as Shabbat fills our home with peace.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagadol.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher litziad mitzrayim kivanu b'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodeshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
Chaim. Shalom. How many of you have been to a wedding? Those of you who are married should be raising your hands for sure. You know how there's this anticipation when you're a guest at a wedding that you're waiting for the bride and groom to come in, and there's this magical moment when they come in and they share their love with us, with all of us surrounding them. It's so beautiful that part of our Shabbat ritual is the singing of Lecha Dodi, where we imagine that there is a Sabbath bride who's going to appear at the door, even rise at the end and turn and look for her. And we do it with that same anticipation because we have this anticipation for Shabbat. It's so nice when it's finally here. It's so nice when we're finally together, when our family is around the table. It's so nice when we light the candles, and all of a sudden the mundane is turned into the magical, just like a wedding. So every time we sing Lecha Dodi, feel that inspiration, feel that Shabbat bride out there, and allow it to enhance your Shabbat and make it a magical experience.
Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'diבור echad, Yishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad. Shemo tiferet v'litzila, la 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lecho v'necha, ki mekor ha'v'rada, erosh mikedem nesimcha. Safa aseh b'nach Shabbat, la 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'orech uri ori, uri uri shir tameri. Kavod Adonai yichda, la 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Oh, shalom atem ba'ala, yam v'simcha v'tzorah, toch emunei am tzivulav. Boi chala, la 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. Responsively on the bottom of page 5. Among our many appetites, there is a craving after God.
Among our many attributes, there is a talent for worshiping God.
Jews who wandered in the deserts beneath the stars knew their hearts were hungry for God.
Jews who studied in candlelit ghetto rooms thirsted longingly after God.
In tent or slum, Jewish women prayed to God.
But we who are smothered with comfort sometimes forget to listen.
Help us, O God, to recognize our need, to hear the yearning whisper of our hearts.
Help us to seek the silence of the desert and the thoughtfulness of the house of study.
Bless us like our ancestors in ancient days with that most precious gift, a sense of your presence.
Brush us with the wind of your being. Fill us with the awe of your holiness. We too will praise, glorify, and exalt your name. Yitgadal ve'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Amen. Ve'alamad yivrach yirutei yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'yomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, ubizman kariv, emeru, amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevarach, le'olam u'la'olmei amaya, yitbarach, Yibarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbichata v'nechemata damiran me'alma v'imru. Amen. Our call to worship is on page 7. Please rise if you're able.
I have not seen the robin, but I know he is there because I heard him singing through my window from the treetop outside.
I have not seen God, but I have looked at my child's eyes and have been overwhelmed by the miracle of unfolding life.
I have watched the trees bedeck themselves with new garbs of green in the spring and have been stirred by the miracle of continual birth.
I have looked at the stars and been overcome by the miracle of the grandeur and majesty of the universe.
I know that God exists because I have heard the song of God's presence from all the treetops of creation. Page 8. With numbers of those he recounted, our ancestors, God led us into the wilderness, divided the Red Sea for us, spoke to us from the fires of Sinai, revealed God's self to Moses in a rushing wind.
Earth, water, fire, and air.
These are the elements of our existence.
God gave them to us on the day of creation, gave them to us at the time of the Exodus, gives them to us every day of our lives.
Oh, praise God, whose law is a gift to everyone, as free as fire, as near as air, as basic as water and earth.
Oh, praise God, the rock and the ground of our being, who gives us the fires of faith, the breath of spirit, the still waters of peace.
together on page 10. I, Miriam, stand at the sea and turn to face the desert, stretching endless and still. My eyes are dazzled. The sky brilliant blue, sunburnt sands unyielding white. My hands turn to dove wings. My arms reach for the sky, and I want to sing the song rising inside of me. My mouth open, I stop. Where are the words? Where the melody? In a moment of panic, my eyes go blind. Can I take a step without knowing a destination? Will I falter? Will I fall? Will the ground sink away from under me? The song still unformed. How can I sing? To take the first step, to sing a new song, is to close one's eyes and dive into the unknown waters. For a moment, knowing nothing, risking all, but then to discover the waters are friendly, the ground is firm, and the song rises again. Out of my mouth come the words lifting the wind, and I hear for the first the song that has been in my heart, silent, unknown, even to me. We read responsively at the bottom of page 11. Where will I find God whose glory fills the universe?
I find God wherever the farmer plows a furrow through the hard soil,
Wherever the quarryman pounds the stone to gravel,
wherever one earns her bread by the sweat of her brow.
in the company of friendless, the afflicted, the lowly, the lost.
There God abides in sun and shower.
I find God wherever the mind is free to follow its own bent.
Wherever words come out from the depths of truth.
Wherever tireless striving stretches its arms toward perfection.
Wherever people struggle for freedom and right.
Wherever the scientist toils to unbear the secrets of nature.
Wherever the poet strings pearls of beauty in lyric lines.
Wherever glorious deeds are done.
I find God in merry shouts, children at play.
In the lullaby the mother sings, rocking her baby to sleep.
In the slumber that falls on the infant's eyelids.
And in the smile that plays on his sleeping lips.
Shabbat, את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לתורת מריד עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש Shabbat On the bottom of page 12, our Amidah, please rise. Adonai, Shlefatai Tifachu Fi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Gehula Livnei V'nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atar rav le'oshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech nofalim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishene afar. Michamocha ba'al givurot, umidom elach, melech memit umchayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Merayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated.
Responsively, we read at the bottom of page 14. For the blessings which you lavish upon us in forest and sea, in mountain and meadow, in rain and sun, we thank you. For the blessings you implant within us, joy and peace, meditation and laughter, we are grateful to you. For the blessings of friendship and love, of family and community, for the blessing we ask of you, and those we cannot ask. For the blessings you bestow upon us openly, and those you give in secret.
For all these blessings, O God of the universe, we thank you and are grateful to you.
For the blessings we recognize and those we fail to recognize.
For the blessings of our tradition and of our holy days.
For the blessings of return and forgiveness, of memory, of vision, and of hope.
For all these blessings which surround us on every side. Dear God, hear our thanks and accept our gratitude. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Asim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Asim Le'olam. Ki Adon Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Asim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Asim Le'olam. Asim Le'olam. Asim We pause for a moment of silent prayer.
Our minds now turn to those who are in need of healing. As a community, we're praying for the refuah shlema, the complete healing of mind, body, and of spirit, for Daniel and Mindy Minerva, Stephen Rice, Jordan Silverman, Brian Roche, Ron Klug, Arlene Schwartz, Harriet Domro, Kate Ratner, Ron Labovitz, Elisa Foreman, Lynn Norrod, Mort Cohen, Mel Crystal, Joel Borshoff, Brian Lynn, Susie Weinberg, Skylar Herman, Jordan Horowitz, Jack Block, Grayson Zukowski, Spencer Gray Rothstein, Brody Scher, Fira Schwartz, Samuel Finkelstein, Alexander and Eugenia Litovskaya, Rachel Orenstein, Alan Jacobs, Debbie Pincus, Karen Martinez and John Allen, Susan Reich, Joyce Welkus, Harriet Marcus, Littman Bayer Ben Shalom Chaya, Jared Naratsky, Melissa Torres, and Richard Bowden, as well as those afflicted with COVID-19 and those in Ukraine. If you're thinking of anyone who you're praying for, refuah shlema, whose name we have not mentioned, I invite you to share their name out loud at this time. We take all of those names said out loud and wrap them with the ones said in our hearts as we recite the Mishaberach Lachlim, our prayer for healing.
I think one of the greatest pleasures and honors of being a rabbi is that every once in a while we get to walk on a path with someone as they become a Jew by choice, as they choose to put their lot with Jewish people. When someone calls me and says, I want to become Jewish or I want to explore conversion, the first thing I do is say, you have to take a 16-week class through the URJ called Intro to Judaism. And if they still come back to me, then I know there's some commitment there. So the first step is to take the Intro to Judaism class. And then we study together for a year to explore Judaism, to find out what's interesting to them, to struggle with questions of Israel and God and tzedakah and Shabbat. Anything you can think of Jewish, I think we discuss together. And at some point, I wait for my student to say, so when am I converting? And then I know that it's time. That's how I know that the person is ready. And it is difficult to sometimes wait a year. Some people are ready to go the second they come in the door. And then other people start their conversion process and the pandemic occurs. And so the process goes on for more than a year and continues for 2 years, which shows a tremendous amount of commitment to meet on Zoom and continue studying and all the other things that happened in the middle of that. And so just a few months ago, Ashley, who lit the Shabbat candles this evening, said to me, I'm ready for my mikvah. So just this past Tuesday, my Beit Din of Cantor Wally, Rabbi Falco, and I went down to Congregation Shir Ami in Newtown, Pennsylvania, where there's a Reformed congregation that has a mikvah. And Ashley finally, after 2 years of waiting, took her place among Jewish people. And we like to celebrate not only at the mikvah, because you all can't go into the mikvah with her. That's not okay. It's a small room. But it's always nice for us as a community to be able to welcome these newborn Jewish souls into our community. And so it is my pleasure to welcome Ashley Welch to come and share a little bit about her journey as we celebrate her officially becoming a Jew this week.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Okay. I'm not an avid orator, but so I call this venturing into the unknown, only because I wasn't sure what was going to happen, how things were going to go. So I'll begin with my story. I do want to thank everyone for being here. But I'm going to tell you a little story of how this all happened and you know why it took 2 years. It took 2 years instead of the 1 year to get everything finished and for me to finally be up here. So this is a story about discovering Judaism. My discovery began on April 9th, 2016, when I met my partner, Daniel, my companion, who brought me into his life of Judaism. At first, I was very scared, venturing into the unknown, not just with a new relationship, but an interfaith relationship. As a young girl, I grew up in a strict Catholic household. I was conditioned to abide by the teachings of both books, Old and New Testaments, and continue a lifetime of practice. I remember those years in Catholic school using my time to ask the nuns bold and forwarding questions. I learned very quickly the cardinal rule of sin in Catholicism: you don't question God and his intentions. All your answers can be found in the Bible. As a child, I struggled with this concept. Though I pressed on and continued my obligations to the Catholic Church, although I was never quite convinced. Judaism is one of, if not the most significant attribute of Daniel's family. I was brought into it when we gathered for Hanukkah with kids, cheesecake on Shavuot, my favorite holiday, Robin's homemade soup on Shabbos, preparing for Passover with table settings and homemade horseradish, and Daniel always grabbing 2 bowls, one for matzo ball soup and one overflowing with soup nuts. Literally overflowing with soup nuts. I remember my time at Congregation Torah El when I had the opportunity to be in a preschool where we taught Judaism, and I got to learn early childhood learning. And I remember on a particular Friday complimenting a little boy's boots one morning. I said to him, "I love your boots today." And he shouted to me as a matter of factly, "Miss Ashley, these aren't boots. These are my Shabbos shoes." Can't argue with that. During these 6 years with Daniel and his family, I was eager to be a part of something bigger, something valuable. I gathered the courage to call Rabbi Pengen, and from that day we have developed a relationship filled with learning and heart-to-hearts. I educated myself on Judaism by enrolling in the Union for Reform Judaism and learning all about the holidays, rituals, folklore, and community that they bring. Along the way, I began participating in Torah study. I found myself amongst an intimate group of people, scholarly in their individual ideas and interpretations of Judaism. Our weekly Torah readings continue to develop such rousing and fantastic dialogues that has taught me the necessity of one of Judaism's highest values, asking questions. I'd like to quote Rabbi Jonathan Sachs: "Judaism is not a religion of blind obedience. Indeed, astonishingly, in a religion of 613 commandments, there is no Hebrew word that means to obey. When Hebrew was revived as a living language in the 19th century, and there was need for a verb meaning to obey, it had to be borrowed from the Aramaic liseyet. Instead of a word meaning to obey, the Torah uses the verb shema, untranslatable into English because it means to listen, to hear, to understand, to internalize, and to respond. What I hope to experience from this addition to my life to continue the lifelong journey of asking questions, along with the transmission of customs from Daniel's youth into our home and to bring upon newly developed rituals. I'd like to end my story by thanking the Temple Shari Emeth for allowing me to regale my journey with everyone. I'd like to thank Daniel for being here. I wish for a future of forever happiness between you, me, and Griffin. Robin, Irv, and Michael, your kindness and generosity to me and Griffin have made us feel like immediate family, welcoming us into your home and having us join in your celebrations. Jessica, who is not here today, but she's viewing live, for being as close to a sister as one could hope for. Cantor Wally and Rabbi Falco for making the very long drive all the way to Pennsylvania for my conversion and giving me the opportunity to speak freely and being a part of my experience. And last and most importantly, Rabbi Penken, not only are you the guru of the inner workings of Judaism, a savant in Torah, Hebrew, Old and Modern history, but the way you speak openly about all topics, you are receptive to all ideas and suggestions. I admire your value in honoring women in all categories of faith and practices, but especially in Judaism, which I find most promising and humbling. So I look forward to being a part of your community and hopefully becoming a member, permanent member. So thank you very much for your time and for listening to my story.
Beautiful. There is a before and an after in all of this. You have been engaged to the Jewish people, and now you're married. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
And to symbolize that, I'd like to ask you to come before the ark and to join me here. Ruth said, "Entreat me not to leave you or to return from following after you, for wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried." I'd like to ask everyone to rise. Ashley, as you stand before this open ark and before the commanding presence of the Torah, the Jewish people's most cherished treasure, it has led us on the way and guided us ever since we received it at Sinai. It has been carried during times of our greatest rejoicing and when we fled from burning synagogues and villages. I'm going to now place the Torah into your arms. Take it to your heart as you now recite the Shema, the words on lips of Jews until the moment of death, the affirmation that has sustained the Jewish people in life since our beginnings.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu hadavarim ha'alei asher anohi mezavecha hayom al levavecha. Vishinantam levanecha vidibartam bam. Vishivtecha bivitecha uvlectecha vadarak. Uvshokvecha uvkumecha ukshartam leo al yadecha. Vehayu letotofot bein anecha. Utavtam amezuzot betecha uvish araka. Leman tizkeru ve'asitem ekol mitzvotai v'heyitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etechem me'eretz Mitzrayim liheo lahem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Good job. You will now take on a new name, a spiritual name, a name that represents your Judaism. You are known by the name Ashley Welch, which means that you are always linked in love to those who gave you life. And from this time forth, you shall also be known within the Jewish community as Batya, which means daughter of God. Batya bat Avraham v'Sarah. May this name bring respect to you and honor to the Jewish people. We rejoice, Ashley, to welcome you into our midst, one who willingly and devotedly helps to replenish the ranks of our people. As our people have done through the ages, we want to ask God's blessing on you in the ancient words, and I'd like to invite your family up to wrap you in this tallit. You turn and face. Come on up. If you're on Team Ashley. And you're just going to hold this right around her shoulders. One step back. I'm going to stand before you. And all of you, take 2 steps back. That's it. And feel not only the blessing from the cantor and me, but also from the entire community and from your support group right here, from those who love you. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine on you and be gracious to you. God be with you, guiding and protecting you all the days of your life, and may you and your loved ones grow very, very old together in a world filled only with peace. And let us all say, Amen. And when we come to a special moment, we don't just let it go by, but we say Shehechianu, the words that you said at the mikvah. Now we're going to say them all with you, thanking God for giving us life and for enabling us to witness your butterfly transformation into the Jewish people. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu b'kiyamanu Please be seated. Ashley, I just have one more thing for you. One more thing. So first of all, you have your certificates from the mikveh, but this is a prettier certificate just for you that is a reminder of your conversion. There's a place for you to sign in Hebrew and English, and we'll work on that together. And then we also have for you from the congregation a pair of candlesticks. We know how much Shabbat means to you. We hope that you will always use these, light them, and think of the special moment, and think of this community that is so happy that you have joined us. You're welcome. Be seated.
We continue on page 16 with Aleinu. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu gigoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Please be seated.
We continue reading responsively at the top of page 18. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them.
In the blowing of the leaves and the chill of winter, we remember them.
In the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember them.
In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them.
In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them.
When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them.
When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them.
When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them.
As long as we
Live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
them. Our minds now turn to those who are no longer with us. As a community, we remember those 1,057,000 Americans who have succumbed to COVID, totaling over 6,428,000 in the world, as well as those who are observing a period of Shiloshim, Leonard Feld, Mario Eskenazi, Stephen Tuckman, Linda Seal, Les Tinkler, and Sheila Eskenazi. We're also remembering those yahrzeits who fall on this Shabbos: Julius Adler, Evelyn Bossman, Harvey Shemoff, Adam Cohen, Seidel Stockman Donnelly, Mike P. Eagle, Helene Ellinger, Robert Fine, Bill Feinstein, Elsie Finkelstein, Benjamin Fishkin, Donald Fox, Jeanette Frankenthaler, Jacob Gable, Jack Garson, Tyler Goldberg, Molly Goldberg, Ronald Goldberg, Belle Goldner, Ellen Goldstein, Shirley Golick, Jason Kahana, Sheila Kaplan, Benjamin Kaufman, Helen Kirsten, Rosalind Knee, Brian David Kramer, Chick Resnick,
Lena Lautman, Beatrice Letterman, Alberto Lutovsky, Nathan Lohman, Robert Lynn, Lee Mergentime Jr., Maria Manassi, Yetta Moskowitz, Meyer Oken, Gloria Perusio, Kurt Rowland, Lucille Rosenstock, William Ruff, Ruben Schubert, Nettie Troyansky-Schulman, Gertrude Schwartz, Ida Sherman, Morris Seal, Ray Snyder, Henry Stein, Faye Steinberg, Jacob Unterberger, Victor Teddy Wasserman, Ida Zweifler. And each week we call to mind 6 unique individuals who, by name, who perished in the Shoah, the Holocaust. Mose Klein, Maya Gurvitz, Rudig Auster, Hanna Lerner, Lisa Bierstein, Matvey Morglin.
We take all of those names said aloud and wrap them with ones said in our hearts as we rise together as a community to recite the Mourner's Kaddish on page 18.
Gadal Yidada Shemei Rabbah Me'alma Divrach Hirute V'yamlich Malchute B'chayechon V'yomechon Uv'chaye D'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'ala V'yizman Kari V'imru Amen Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'l'olmei Olmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei kudusha b'richu. Ela min kol birchata b'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel, v'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Please be seated.
I just want to take a moment to thank those who made donations to the synagogue this week. Donations were made in memory of Les Tinkler, Mario Eskenazi, Howard Lieberman, and Ted Fishman for the yard sites of Ray Snyder, Rosalind Nee, Elsie Finkelstein, Jason Kana, Eva Blankenstein, Ida Sherman, Ellen Goldstein, Herbert Rolland, Nettie Troyansky-Schulman, Robert Lynn, Meyer Oken, Helene Ellinger, Faye Steinberg, Ethel Parness, Michael P. Eagle, Ida Zweifler, Julius Adler, Tyler Goldberg, and Helen Kirstein. Donations were made in honor of Eli Grinwald's birthday. Happy birthday, Eli. We haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back from Israel, and happy birthday. And in appreciation of our caring community committee volunteers, did you know that we have a group of people who volunteer to bring dinners to those who are sick? And if you would like to help make deliveries, it's a great way of helping to support members of our community. Mazel tov to Ashley on her conversion. And also, behind the scenes, everybody wave to the cameras, because Amanda, who is manning the cameras in the other room, is actually leaving us to go to college. Can you imagine such a thing? But Mazel tov, Amanda, we're going to miss you. We thank you for your work and for making us look so good and for bringing us out into the community. And we hope you'll come visit us on college breaks. Any good news to share tonight? I have my magic microphone. Magic Mike, to make a movie about that. Any news? Any good news? Yes. Here, will you run it around?
Oh, please. My favorite part of the service. We got Wendy.
Well, tomorrow we're going to, Jane is turning 5.
What?
It's her birthday. And watching Ashley stand before the Torah. I remember when we brought Jane, our children brought Jane before at Yom Kippur at the baby blessing. Yeah. And she was a little itty thing, and now she's being 5 tomorrow.
5. Kindergarten, that's big.
Yeah.
Well, Mazel tov.
And our grandson Ben is going to be 6 on Tuesday.
Oh, a lot of cute children to celebrate.
That's right. That's right.
I think.
Last Tuesday, I'm not allowed to say that there was a wedding, but my son and his partner signed marriage papers, so they're now married.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, that's great.
I wish they would get married already.
Someone else. All right.
I wanted to let everybody know that my wife's birthday is this coming Wednesday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday in advance. What other good news we got? No, we won't ask.
Any other
Who else
good
we
news
got?
to share?
All right, one over there. I'm going to go this way.
Bonnie and I celebrated our 37th wedding anniversary yesterday
Mazel
at
tov.
Bradley Beach.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
And my son Ben announced his engagement, so very happy for him. Emily.
May he know 37 good years too.
Still looks good.
Any other good news? Good news? All right, I'll share a bit of good news. I just heard this past week that my brother was offered the position to head up Cornell's newest department in aerospace cybersecurity. So he'll be moving to Ithaca with his family.
Wow.
So it's very exciting for our family.
That's very cool. I actually have good news too. Micah was promoted to the fishing assistant at Camp Eisner.
Oh,
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to take him fishing, you just let me know. He's ready. All right. Well, I'm going to. Do we have any kids here who want to help with Motzi this evening? Any little ones who want to help? Come get some challah. All of a sudden, we had a fly problem today, so I apologize. But apparently, flies like challah.
they no good.
Come on up. Everyone's getting so tall. Come on up. It's all good. Take a piece of challah.
Here they come. They're on their way. They're coming for the challah. They're going to shore.
Hands out. Just a piece of challah.
Come on up.
Come on, buddy. Come, get some challah.
Yeah.
Just wait till we say the blessing, okay? There you go.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon. Yum, yum, yum. You made bowl.
You guys can go back down.
On page 20, we believe, we state with perfect faith that peace will come. Yavo shalom aleinu.
Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu. Aleinu ve'al ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'al ha'olam. Salam, salam. Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu ve'al ha'olam. Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu. Yavo shalom aleinu ve'al ha'olam. Salam aleinu ve'al ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al
shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Ve'al kulam.
As we come in blessing, so too we leave one another in blessing. So if there's someone you want to offer blessing to, or if you want to take some blessing into your heart. Yirechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May you be blessed, may you be safe. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May you be luminous, may you be loved. Yisa Adonai panav elecha yasem lecha shalom. May you be joyous, may you be healthy, may you be whole. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbos.
shalom.
Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos.